Okay, welcome everyone to our Cancer Genomics Cloud May webinar. I'm really excited today to introduce you our guest speaker, Dr. Yuriy Gusev. He's an associate professor of bioinformatics and the bioinformatics lead at Georgetown's Innovation Center for Biomedical Informatics. So, with over 20 years of experience across academia and industry, Dr. Gusev has led major initiatives in bioinformatics, systems biology, and multi-omics data analysis, which includes collaborations with the NCI, the FDA, and other national labs. At Georgetown, he directs the Health Informatics and Data Science program, where he's developed innovative curricula and hands on training programs. And this includes the popular massive open online course, Demystifying Big Data. Dr. Gusev brings a unique perspective to the intersection of education, research, and real world biomedical data challenges. So, we are very, very thrilled to have him here with us today. So, I'm going to start this webinar with a presentation by Dr. Gusev before we're going to transition to questions from the audience, as well as more interview style conversations between the CGC team and Dr. Gusev here. So, once you're ready, you can feel free to take it away.
Thank you, Rowan, for a nice introduction. And hello, everyone. I'd like to talk a little bit about our program and our experience, which we accumulated over past 5 years of working together in collaboration with Seven Bridges team on implementing kind of new approaches to how we teach genomics in the classroom. And as you can see in my slides on the screen, I put my favorite view from Georgetown on a Potomac River with a key bridge connecting Virginia to DC. And I always think about our profession of data scientists in health domain as bridge builders, where we're trying to connect this huge gap between the biological and biomedical research and computer science and data science. We are a part of Innovation Center for Biomedical Informatics, a well-known hub for cutting-edge research in biomedical informatics. And we work a lot in collaboration with biomedical scientists, oncologists, immunologists at Georgetown and elsewhere on different kind of projects related to studying molecular and clinical data from cancer patients and other types of diseases. We are also part of biomedical informatics shared resource, where we provide our expertise as a service to Georgetown Lombardi Comprehensive Cancer Center and Georgetown University Medical Centers. And again, we're doing a lot of um, data analytics and provide resources and tools to our collaborators in the area of clinical informatics, focusing on clinical and EMR data, as well as genomic data, and also trying to connect and integrate molecular profiling data with the clinical outcome data. We provide computational services, massive data analytic tools on a large scale. We work in the cloud and provide our collaborators with access to scalable, secure, and standard approach and building IT infrastructure, which enable interinstitutional national research networks such as CPTAC and others, aim ahead, for example. Um, Among other things, we provide bioinformatics services with our main focus on big genomic data and multi-omics data analysis, integration of molecular profiling with clinical outcome, and application of AI and machine learning for precision oncology and in general precision health, also immuno-oncology and other types of big biomedical data. We also have expertise in medical image analysis with our focus on cancer radiomics and digital pathology. Um, just gonna just go ahead and most importantly, when we choose our tools and resources for providing our services and doing research, collaborative research, we choose our tools carefully. And for our genomic data, we originally started to utilize Cancer Genomic Cloud at Seven Bridges platform with this opportunity to access massive multiomics datasets such as TCGA, Target, CPTAC, and others in a cloud environment. What is also important that this platform allowed us to build computational pipelines on demand and conduct end-to-end NGS data processing and analysis. And we also started to train graduate students, faculty, and staff at Georgetown even before we started the master degree program in data science. I want to give you a brief overview of our program, which was established in 2019. And now in the 6th year of our program, you see our freshly graduated students this May. It's actually not a full group here, but a significant part of it. And from the first year, when we started to teach, we already have this research experience in utilizing Seven Bridges platform. So it was kind of natural for us to try to incorporate this platform into our teaching. Health informatics and data science program was established based on our previous research professional experience. We love to teach what we do during our day jobs. We like to share our experiences with new generation of students. And our slogan is we provide professionals to build a digital future of healthcare. We train professionals who uncover the breakthroughs hidden in health data. In order to do it properly, we need to teach students quite a difficult task, how to approach this massive amount of health-related data and how to bring tools to the data in a cloud environment and providing a different kind of data analytics techniques to really generate new knowledge from the data. Very briefly, our program is designed as a one-year intensive program where we emphasize hands-on experience. And this is very important and also very challenging when you try to teach students how to work with massive amount of terabyte scale data. Clearly, we need to teach students how to work in cloud environment, but there are also additional challenges with different types of data, different kind of modalities of data, and how we can analyze them on a cloud. So we structure our program in a way that we teach fundamentals courses in the fall, including this course, HIT 703, Precision Health Informatics, which we also call genomic data science, where we basically introduce computer scientists and applied mathematicians and all other students with different backgrounds to the concepts of modern genomic science, and also teach how to apply data analytic tools to different kind of molecular profiling data. In the spring, we continue with advanced topics, and our major emphasis throughout the program is AI and machine learning application to different types of health-related data. And our imaging informatics course, HIT 7009, in the spring, also dealing with different types of data, medical imaging data, such as MRI, CAT scan, and digital pathology data, but in the context of precision health tasks, because imaging for us is just another modality of data which are unique for each patient. And finally, in the summer, we have a mandatory capstone project where students have opportunity to work with our industry partners on real-life projects. So our task during this year to prepare students to any challenge they might face during their internship in the summer. What is important that the central role of our HITS curriculum is cloud-based platforms. Big biomedical data, data management and analysis and terabyte scale is the most important part of our curriculum. In a fall semester, we introduce students to big genomic data in several courses, including precision health informatics, and students also trained to navigate publicly available data depositories. For example, TCGA collection of genomic data for multiple human cancers. Students also learn how to use different kind of resources built around TCGA, so-called TCGA ecosystem. And then we naturally transition to teach students how to use Seven Bridges platform to access this type of data. most importantly, it's not only about accessing the data. Availability of publicly available data is very important for training, but we also have opportunity to train students with actual tools and pipelines for data processing and analysis, genomic data processing and analysis in a cloud environment, utilizing the same Seven Bridges Cancer Genomic Cloud. In the spring semester, students focusing on advanced application of AI and machine learning in medical imaging analysis, and we're focusing on two major domains, digital pathology and radiology imaging. And lucky for us, Seven Bridges platform also provide access to image analysis pipeline and image data, uh, again in a cloud environment, so that students naturally progress from learning about genomic data analysis on the Seven Bridges platform to the image analysis pipelines for different types of images. Uh, And AI and machine learning is very important and increasingly important in the field of health informatics and data science and in biomedicine in general. So we have students exposed to different kind of AI and machine learning applications throughout the program. What is important, this type of application of AI and machine learning also became available through Seven Bridges platform. Just to give an example of our daily research activities in the field of AI and machine learning application for biomedical project, we were part of this very large federated learning consortium and published this um, very interesting paper in Nature Communication a couple of years ago on federated learning approach to detection of brain tumors. And That was a very interesting experience where we actually different institutions didn't share any data due to privacy concerns, especially with imaging data, but they share the common AI model, and the model was traveling between different institutions and get additional training on different data sets, so that overall the model was trained on more than 6,000 patient MRI sequences of the heads, uh, so that accuracy of detection of brain tumors was increased by 35% compared to any other existing um, AI models. Our core faculty and staff are all well established experts in AI, machine learning, and data science with health applications, as well as our affiliate faculty coming from different industry uh, partners from the companies and national laboratories, and MedStar Health, our major medical partner. Beyond master's degree program, our HITS faculty have designed, organized, and supported several high-profile data challenges about AI and machine learning application to health-related data. A few years ago, we organized, designed, and organized Precision FDA Challenge number 8, Brain Cancer Predictive Modeling and Biomarker Discovery Challenge. And just last year, we also supported uh, another challenge, which is kind of continuation of the same topic, utilizing the same type of brain cancer data, but with automated machine learning approach. The AutoML package allow non-computational scientists, biologists, to use a user-friendly interface with point-and-click selection of from thousands of different possible models to analyze biological data. We also are part of Aim Ahead National Consortium, where HITS faculty is a part of training core providing data science training for faculty and graduate students across the nation. And most recently, we also started to work on one of the ARPA-H funded project where we're looking at advanced artificial intelligence systems for data harmonization and data analysis on large scale. Uh, Over past 5 years, our program was consistently rated among 16 best value programs in the US in health informatics and data science. And last year, we were really proud to find out that the Nurse Journal has rated our program as #1 best master health informatics program. It's very important for us to have a recognition from medical professionals. Uh, a couple words about capstone course. It's a summer internship where students spend 12 weeks embedded in the real life project with different companies. We connect students with uh, those our partners, and they do very interesting and challenging project over summer. And one of our goals during the training in our program to prepare students to those challenges. And one of the most important challenges, of course, working with very massive amount of data, which are coming from different sources. We had over the years different kind of projects, and this is I'm showing just example of last summer projects. Many of them you can see related to AI development for different kind of data, uh, proteomic data commons on the top, different kind of pediatric applications, generative AI methods in antibody design, digital twin approach, which is another um, related topic, NLP techniques to analyze adverse effect reporting system, large language model for data harmonization. This type of projects are really challenging, and it's very important for us to have students solid background in understanding how to approach massive amount of health-related data before they enter the capstone projects. In terms of employment, it is most important for us, of course, to provide training which make students career ready in the field of uh, data science in health domain. And over the years, our students successfully employed in different roles like clinical informatician, AI engineers, bioinformatician with clinical application, data scientists, data analysts, nurse informaticians. Uh, some of them enter PhD programs. So it's really a wide range of application. All of them, one way or another, these days engaged in a very large scale project with data coming from population health, uh, environmental health, uh, clinical databases, and molecular data. I just want to spend a few minutes outlining how exactly we're utilizing uh, 7G, 7Bridges platform in our curriculum. We developed several training models focusing on precision health. Currently, we utilize 7Bridges platform in two courses: Precision Health Informatics, we call it Genomic Data Science, where students learn how to run data processing and analysis workflow for very specific genomic sequencing data, RNA-seq, whole exome sequencing, and whole genome sequencing, as well as metagenomics. And then we also utilize this platform for imaging informatics course with main focus on AI and machine learning application for image analysis. And students learn how to use uh, 7Bridges platform for AI-based image analysis in two modules: digital pathology and spatial genomics, as well as radiology imaging and radiomics. Um, the key aspects of training on this 7Bridges platform is the following. It's very important for us that this platform provides students with direct access to public resources and a large-scale genomic and imaging data, which is very hard to find. And we need those data to really provide hands-on experience for our students. This platform provides user-friendly interface with fast learning curve. Literally in 2 weeks, students start to run these pipelines on this platform. The platform also provides comprehensive and constantly updatable collection of open source data analysis workflows, which are community supported, tested, and really state of the art pipelines for different kinds of genomic data. This continuously updatable and expanding selection of tools and pipelines allow us to, to follow the most recent trends in genomic and image analysis during the training of the students. What is also important that this platform provides reproducible, collaborative project management and environment where the instructors and students together uh, logging into the platform and accessing the same project so that everyone can see not only the pipelines and the data, but also the actual runs of the data analysis tasks, and we can do a real-time troubleshooting, and we can guide students um, on a platform. The cloud's resource management is simplified. It's very user-friendly, which also provides students the opportunity to learn quickly. And what is also important is that data and tools available within the same cloud platform. Um, a few examples, which I'm going to show you the next few slides, are going to be about genomics, RNA sequencing workflow, a whole exome sequencing workflow, and metagenomic analysis, as well as imaging with examples from lung CT image segmentation, MRI image preprocessing, and spatial transcriptomics workflow, MC micro. I'm going to show a few slides with these diagrams, which is organic component of platform. Every students, when they start training, they receive their own project folder on a platform where they can copy available pipelines, which we pre-tested. Our instructor pre-tested and verified. And they usually are presented with this diagram of the workflow, which is actually designed utilizing so-called Nextflow um, workflow orchestration software. And this is an example of RCM workflow quantifying gene expression based on star aligner. The input files always on the left, the output on the right, and multiple steps of the processing of the data in the middle. You can clearly see this graphic interface allow to see at a glance a very complex pipeline with multiple steps, multiple algorithms involved in a very simplified and easy to understand way. It's also allowed to ensure that the students pay attention to input and output files as well as all intermediate steps. Here's another example of variant analysis workflow for whole genome sequencing data. In this case, it's whole exomes haplotype color. This pipeline utilizes next generation sequencing data as the input and produce VCF files with annotated variants in DNA sequences. This is a very important pipeline, which we also utilize for our research. And again, it's a very complex pipeline, but it's much easier to understand with this graphical representation of the workflows. Switching to metagenomic profiling of next-generation data, this is a part of our advanced topic at the end of the fall semester course, Precision Health Informatics. And here we allow students to learn how to analyze RNA or DNA sequencing data, even coming from humans, but to detect and identify non-human sequences of fragments of DNA or RNA, which could belong to bacteria or viruses. And they could be recognized and classified using this pipeline. And then when we go to spring semester, and I'm going to show a couple more similarly looking diagrams. And that's the beauty of this approach, right? We seamlessly switch from genomics to image analysis within the same familiar graphical interface with a workflow now representing quite a different pipeline with imaging data as an input on the left. And this is COPD workflow, which utilizes actually the neural network, pre-trained neural network to diagnose different stages of COPD patients. So the output is actually a prediction report of the predicted probabilities of a given image sequence of CT images representing certain stage of the disease. Automated brain segmentation workflow. This is a part of our ongoing research, which we also incorporate in our training. FSL brain segmentation algorithm represented here in a familiar workflow diagram where the MRI sequences of different modalities, T1, T2, proton density or flare, could be the input into this segmentation algorithm, which actually allow to identify and segment different structures in the brain focusing on a tumor and the areas surrounding the tumor. And finally, MC Micro, a very interesting end-to-end microscopy image processing pipeline, which also allow us to connect students not only to imaging but also back to transcriptomics. This is a spatial transcriptomic data type from the whole slide scanning of fluorescently labeled cut sections of the tumors of different kind, and this pipeline allow to identify and segment different types of cells based on their staining patterns. And this is very interesting and very modern approach to combine kind of genomic data with spatial distribution and single cell level imaging data. This is an example of output of this pipeline. Students actually can download and view in Minerva Viewer this example of what students see in their homework with a zoom-in view of colorectal cancer cut sections stained with specific colors, for red for some kind of membranes marker, and also the green for specific type of lymphocytes, infiltrating lymphocytes. So you can see that the same platform, the same pipelines allow to seamlessly move from data analytic approach, data analysis, AI application to direct visualization of the results. So I'd like to acknowledge our faculty and staff at SCBI, specifically Kritika, Camille, and Adil, and many others who helped to put together this program and run these amazing and interesting courses. And our colleagues at Seven Bridges Cancer Genomic Cloud team, Dr. Fisher, Dr. Beck, Dr. Robertson, and Dr. Vorman, for wonderful multi-year collaboration. We wouldn't be able to work with students without their support and constant innovation they bring in the classroom. Thank you very much.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Gusev, for sharing all of that. So we are going to transition, but before we open it up to the audience, what's one thing you wish every educator knew about using the cloud for health data science training?
I think this is very important to ensure that students with different backgrounds are able to comprehend and quickly learn how to utilize cloud with practical applications. So the hands-on experience, but before you provide hands-on, you need to provide students with opportunity, with access to the platform and the cloud, which would be user-friendly enough to provide a smooth transition and quick learning curve.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. Access is always, I think, one of the most important places to begin. So yeah, that's fantastic. If
So,
you would like to stop sharing, we can do that and we can move on to kind of more audience questions as well as more of an interview style.
Right, I just need to find out how.
Awesome. So we have a great audience here. If any of the attendees have any questions, you can feel free to jump in with a question. You can type it in the chat, however you'd like to ask.
so while the audience is thinking of questions, Dr. Gusev, I had a follow-up question. From your students' perspective, how quickly are they able to get up and running with the Cancer Genomics Cloud and start working on meaningful projects?
Yes, that's the beauty of the platform. It's really amazing to see how quickly students able to start working. It's literally take a couple of classes where we introduce students to the platform. I, we need to remember that they, in parallel, they already start to learn in the classroom about the cloud environment and different approaches to how to handle big data in different classes. So they're not starting from zero, but still in 2 classes, we literally provide step-by-step instructions, provide them with accounts for each student, and they start to play and run some examples literally in 2 weeks, which is, consider our previous experience. It's a long time ago when we started to do NGS data analysis on the cloud. That was very painful experience and took a long time to learn how to do it. And this is really a major,
And I
major
had a
thing for us.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. I had a related follow-up question. Is there something unique about the graphical interface that helps the students? Because I know you showed a lot of those workflow diagrams in your slides, and I really like to see those directed graphs. Is there something about that that helps the students understand what's involved in genomic analysis?
Absolutely. Um, Genomic analysis is complex. And I also mentioned in my example some image analysis. Image analysis is even more complex. And what I mean by that the genomic pipelines are multi-step, and each step involved quite a sophisticated algorithms. Each of them actually would in real life represented by separate software package, right? It's very often utilizes very complex computational models. Um, and in general, it is a difficult subject to teach in a classroom. So this very simple, direct representation of a complex multi-step pipeline as a simple graph is really a key component, I think, to provide students with opportunity to quickly learn and understand overall picture. And by the way, it does, we don't skip anything because there is every node actually represent a very specific step, and we go node by node. We can talk about parameter settings, right, on each step. So we don't miss anything, but it's really a very streamlined and simplified way to access these very difficult and complicated topics.
That that's excellent. Can we talk about some of your successful students? Um,
Right.
so, and I've heard a couple of these success stories. Do any come to mind? Any students that either really surprised you of what they were able to do, or um, using using the cloud for analysis, or after your program, um, sort of where they went and where they were able to take their career?
Right. Um, yes, we're actually pretty pleased with the outcomes in terms of how students utilize the platform, this particular platform as well as others. Um, for example, for capstone projects, when we prepare students, we don't really know. Every year, the new topics, new companies involved, and quite often it's some kind of combination of molecular and clinical data, maybe genomic, maybe some mutational data, and for this type of project, the Seven Bridges platform was useful. We know the fact that several students utilize it, what they learn in a classroom during their capstone project with genomic related projects. For the employment, it's also very interesting and innovative way, which I wouldn't even imagine. But a couple of students at this point successfully landed jobs by incorporating in a live interview session, because the interview mostly now done virtually, right? It's very convenient to just share the screen, and they literally show in real life, real time, how they run genomic pipelines on Seven Bridges platform. And I'm convinced that that probably was a very important factor in when the companies decided to hire them. So yeah, so I really like this way to utilize Seven Bridges.
That's fantastic. Ron, do we have any questions in the chat?
Yes, actually, I was going to interrupt, and I can answer this, but I do want to hear Dr. Gusev's interpretation and his feedback. So the question in the chat says, from my understanding, the cloud platform is not free to use. So how do you make sure that all the students have enough credits to run the analysis on the cloud platform?
Right. So generally speaking, students have credits. Everyone who opens the account receives the credits. We also were fortunate enough through collaboration with Seven Bridges receive additional credits to support our training efforts, so that and we're thankful for that. Students receive enough credits to complete all the tasks which we incorporated in our training, and that would be hands-on in classroom and additional homeworks for each of the pipelines.
Excellent. So I was typing. But just to recap, as Yuri mentioned, everyone who registers an account on the Seven Bridges Cancer Genomics Cloud uh, can be credited up to $300 worth of cloud credits to kind of get started with your analysis. And trust me, that goes a very long way, actually.
Yes,
We
it is.
have additional funds for bigger projects. So if you have a project in mind, whether it's reproducing an established pipeline, or maybe you're writing a paper and you want to document some things, just talk to us about that. And we do have funds to support you.
All right.
That was a really good question from the chat. Can we talk about um, the future vision, if you have some time? Um, well, let's focus on the CGC first. So, based on your experience, are there any features that you would like to see added to the Cancer Genomics Cloud for educational use or for analytical use?
Well, in general, I think the platform as it is an ideal tool for training. And as I mentioned before, we started to use it for training even before the program existed. I personally trained multiple faculty members, biologists with a biological background, how to use this platform. And they actually happily live on this platform since then. So in general, I think it's a good platform. What also good about it is that you, the team of Seven Bridges, you trying to keep up with modern trends, and we can see every year new pipelines being added, and that's important. And I think for the future, as we all know, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Um, we all know that AI is coming massively in all fields. So we should think about, how we can incorporate. It's not easy because some of the AI models are very big, um, but to find a way to develop workflows which incorporate one way or another more and more AI, and it's already happening. I gave a few examples, for example, for image analysis, where Seven Bridges already have AI-based workflows. So it's possible, but probably for genomic, for example, that would be also important to follow the most modern trends, which are foundational models for genomics and proteomics. So that would be, I think, interesting to try to incorporate it into
That
this
was
tool.
my Thanks, Dr. Gusev. That was actually my next question, so I'm gonna skip over that. But so talking about trends, what are you most excited about in regards to trends in the health data science sphere? And do you see those affecting how you teach your curriculum?
Yes. So our curriculum was significantly affected by the revolution which AI brought to biomedical research in the past 3 to 4 years. AlphaFold comes to mind, for example, um, as also this is a AI predictive algorithm of protein fracture function from the structure, and they now have AlphaFold 4 with molecular interaction predictions, and this is a very interesting development. In general, in genomic foundational models coming in for genomics, which utilizes large language models, and it's in a way, I have high hopes for this because the complexity and sheer volume of genomic data require really have a research augmented with AI, and large language models fitting very well. They fit very well because what we are working with in genomic data is genomic code. information written in genomic code. So in a certain way, it's a language problem. So large language models are quite suitable for this. And there are a couple of significant development were reported in the last 2 years in genomics with foundational models. It's just a beginning, but it looks promising.
Too, I'm also very optimistic about AI, and we're always looking for ways to collaborate with other institutions. If there's an algorithm you want to try, we can, and Rowan can speak to this, we have collaboration opportunities.
I've posted the link in the chat in case anyone's curious. You can check it out at cancergenomicscloud.org. Can I hijack the questions to ask one of my own, Dave? Is that okay?
Please proceed.
So this one really caught my eye, and I'm curious to hear the answer. So if another university approached you, let's say tomorrow, wanting to replicate your model, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice that you would give them? How do they even begin to start?
Well, we didn't start from zero, as I mentioned. We use this platform for research for years. So I would say you need to identify who is going to teach it. So you need to train the trainers first. And once you have maybe 1 or 2 instructors who feel comfortable with platform, and it's actually easy to do, relatively easy, and then you can start build a curriculum. I would highly recommend to get in touch with you guys, with the team at Seven Bridges, and then you can find the way to incorporate what is available into your curriculum. But the choices are really, there's a lot of choices. There's a large collection, over 1,000 pipelines available at this point, I believe, through Seven Bridges. So you need to identify what specific topic and find a matching existing pipeline, or perhaps you can build your own pipeline, or you have your own pipeline. You can implement it on Seven Bridges platform with the help from the team, and then make it accessible and easily understandable by students.
Okay, that's a fantastic answer. I think, yeah, everything you said makes sense. Training the trainer and just, I'm still going back to what you said, where you just make these resources available to students as well, because I think that's something that people overlook. They don't realize what's out there. So with that said, I think we're gonna go ahead and just end this, unless we have any additional questions from any of the attendees. I know we had the one. Otherwise, everyone have a wonderful afternoon. I have the recording here, so I'm going to upload it. And you should be able to find it on Cancer Genomics Cloud, as well as on YouTube. So thank you again for being here. This was fantastic. I really love hearing your insights about how to execute such a large endeavor, you know, in a way that keeps students coming back year after year. We've had students come back who have graduated and come back because they've really enjoyed the class so much.
Yes,
So
that's
thank
true.
you again for speaking about this.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Thank you,
Take
everyone.
care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.